Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're changing things up and checking out one of my favorite things to review so far, the Neakasa M1 open top self-cleaning litter box. A huge thanks to the Neakasa team for sending this over for review. One of the worst parts about owning a cat is having to clean the litter box every day. Well, the Neakasa M1 takes care of that for you. So, without further ado, let's take a quick unboxing video and show you what to expect when you receive your M1 at the door. The M1 arrived packed up nice and cozy, and after you open it up, the first thing that you're going to find is the safety tip sheet, and that's followed by the litter mat, which is a nice touch to help it keep it somewhat tidy around your new M1. It's nice of them to include that in there as part of the price. We'll remove the box for the support legs, which is right here. There's all four of them packed up nice and cozy again. And underneath that, you will see the litter mat stickers, which go on the bottom. That's to keep everything from sliding around, as well as the user manual. Now, you'll also see we have two rolls here. These are your garbage bags for the waste bin. And then finally, we have the little box here for the power adapter. Last thing we need to remove is this little support piece here to keep your Neakasa M1 from moving around. And there is the Neakasa M1 in all of its glory. It's a very nice looking machine. It's very simple design, and it's just you could kind of plop that in wherever you need to. Down on the bottom here, you actually see all 5 of your buttons from the on off, the clean, level, empty, and your Wi-Fi. First things first, we need to get the legs installed. They're pretty simple, as all you need to do is make sure that they're in the right orientation. And they do give you a helping hand with that, with only 2 ways you could put them in. So as long as you put them in with the screw holes on the inside, so they're not showing when you look at it, from the outside, you're all set. If it doesn't look right, just flip it around and try again. You just push them in, a little bit of pressure, and they click right into place. Now, we actually powered the unit before we put in the waste bin, so we're going to get the power adapter out of here, which is nice. They threw in a braided cable versus just like a standard, kind of rubbery cable. Plug it into the side, and then you're going to obviously plug it into the wall. And don't forget to put in your waste bin. So you have to expand that out. You just push down at the bottom, put the bag in, slide it in. Now that that's in there, we got to actually put in some litter. Make sure not to overfill, because that will actually just spill out and you'll waste all your litter. So when people talk about an open top design litter box, this is it. The nice thing about the M1 is that it has a relatively large opening, so the cats don't get too cramped when they're in there doing their business. Before agreeing to do the review, I had to make sure that the M1 was safe for my cats, especially after hearing all those horror stories of other brands hurting their little fur babies. With safety being a top priority with the Neakasa M1, the Neakasa M1 has 5 pairs of infrared sensors and 4 weight sensors that accurately detect the activity of cats inside or even pressing on the lower base. Any cat that comes in contact during operation will lead to a pause and make sure that your cat is okay. The waste bin is quite large, which means less frequent emptying, and the app provides notification when it's time to empty it. The only downside is that you will have to kind of shuffle the bin around, or otherwise the little kitty nuggets will pile up and make the system think it's full when it really just needs to be leveled out. It's a pretty minor thing, but it definitely beats scooping daily. The app is very useful. It allows you to monitor your cat's usage, track litter levels, and even initiate cleaning cycles remotely. The cool thing is you can enter your cat's weight and assign their name to that weight, so we can track who is using the litter box and when. And this is a really good way to track their weight if they're having any issues at home as well. My cats like to peek in or just put their front paws in and dig like little monsters, throwing out the litter everywhere, which can record as cat with a short duration. After you set up the app, using it is pretty simple. The main page where your M1 appears has a button to clean the box or an enter button to check out more details about your litter box. When you click on enter, you'll see the litter level in a percentage, the waste bin meter, and also the buttons to clean, level, and calibrate your machine. Under that, you'll see today's record with how often it was used and how often it ran a cleaning cycle. You'll see a little tiny calendar image on the right that you can click on and check previous days to monitor usage and your cat's weight if you wish. Everything under that section is going to show you what happened today. If you're going to go into settings, you can adjust your M1 settings here and set it up for however works best for you, along with options to set reminders and even a kitten mode if your little one weighs under 1.5 kilograms or is a short-legged cat. And that will turn off the automatic cleaning for the most safe experience for you. Now let's get to the most important part. How well does it actually work? I've been testing the Neakasa M1 for a few weeks now, pretty close to a month, and I'm pretty impressed with it. To be fair, I've never owned an automatic litter box before, but with it having this large of an open top, it's super easy to clean up if the cats decide to be little jerks and spray the walls that need to be wiped down, or just tidy up the box so it doesn't have that litter residue around the sides of it. Makes it very, very simple. The cleaning cycle does a great job and is relatively quiet. It gets rid of all the larger clumps pretty easily, but there is the issue of the tiny bits that will sometimes get behind the screen or filter, whatever you want to call it. So you have to make sure that you get those too when you're cleaning the box out. They do recommend cleaning it at least once a month, if not more, depending on how often it is being used. They have some pretty simple instructions on how to take care of this, so just make sure you follow along. Neakasa nailed it with the odor control as well, with a little trapdoor that opens up underneath the bin when it's time to do a cleaning cycle. This helps keep all those nasty smells locked away. That's a really nice feature, so when it's not in use, that little bin is closed, locked up tight, and no smells are going to escape. I will say the height of the Neakasa M1, if you have any cats that have a hard time jumping or simply just don't want to, you'll definitely want to look into getting a ramp or steps or anything like that, and Neakasa actually does sell something made for this litter box, but there are plenty out there if you need something. And that way they can get up in there and check it out if they need to without having to jump in or out of the litter box. Overall, the Neakasa M1 open-top self-cleaning litter box is a great purchase for anyone who's tired of scooping up nuggets every day. Coming in at $379 US, it's definitely an investment, but in my opinion, it is 100% worth it. If you're tired of scooping litter and want a smart, efficient solution, I would highly recommend checking out the Neakasa M1. Feel free to drop some questions about the M1 in the comments or share your own thoughts on it if you've tried it out for your cats. If you found this review helpful, feel free to drop a like and subscribe for more reviews. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon.